Hello, welcome to the stream. It is currently 4:19 a.m. where I am, so if you're in here, you're either also a night owl on a different sleep schedule, or you're outside of the US. Either way, thank you for stopping by. We are experimenting with a new camera for magazines. You know, it's hard to do. I'm going to put this out here right away. So it's not going to be perfect because it's not going to be like the magazine videos I've done on my main channel, because those were done with like a different camera and my cell phone, and so between cutting together that, it's like you can really see it. So with the live stream, it's a little bit difficult, but we're trying things. So I'm using a new camera. It's a AverMedia webcam. It's supposed to be a lot better than the other one I was using. Here's what we're gonna do. I got some various issues of Nintendo Power. I don't know which one to start off with yet. So we have this one, which I was excited about finally owning. This is the Simon's Quest edition of Nintendo Power from September, October 1988. So that could be fun to go through. This one is pretty, on topic with what we've been doing. This is one about Castlevania 64. It has a 10-page monster review, and this is from January 1999. And then we got this one with a Super Mario Land 2 preview. It's all about Super Star Wars. This is volume 42 from November of some year. Let's see what year this was from. Let's see, there's a Santa Claus ad, so I'm gonna guess this is probably like November, December. November 92. Alright, so that one's from November 92. And then we got the 2002 Nintendo Awards. So, and this also has some Castlevania in it. And yeah, so about Golden Sun and stuff. So which one do you guys want to start out with first? We're a little all over the place in terms of years. You want the Golden Sun magazine? Okay, so nobody else is really saying what they want, so I'll go with the Golden Sun magazine. Let's start off. And I might change, like, I might put a riser under it so it's a little closer to the camera, but we'll see. We'll see what you guys like. Alright, so this is, and I'm going to try to look through this through OBS, but I don't know. Alright, so this is Nintendo Power. What issue are you? Where is it? Volume 168. Volume 168 from 2002. And we have, this is exciting. This is the 2002 Nintendo Power Awards. Awards. We got Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell, Lost Kingdoms 2, Army Men, a bunch of shit I don't care about, but that's okay. Oh, also Ikaruga and Yu-Gi-Oh! And Red Faction 2, alright. And it just says Castlevania! Exclamation point. So here they're advertising Wind Waker and Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire players guides, and one for Golden Suns, which is the cover star on this one. Erin, are you annoyed that some Nintendo Powers have a spine that lists the month and year and some don't have a spine at all? Yes, that is a little annoying. But what can you do? But yeah, it does bother me. But, you know, I get it. They're figuring out throughout the years how they want it to be. Mike's doing the same thing right now with Nintendo Power. That's interesting. I think he's copying me, is what I think. Yeah, so, okay, so we've got some ads. Wolverine's Revenge. Lost Viking for the Game Boy Advance. So during 2002, I didn't have a GameCube, and I was really busy with school and music stuff. So I was pretty much just playing, you know, I'd go back to my Super Nintendo and N64, but I was playing a lot of Game Boy Advance. So that's what I was playing. And when I was playing the Game Boy Advance, I was like replaying things. Like I was playing Yoshi's Island and Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga, stuff like that. Okay, so the player's pulse is fun because I like the artwork that they submit. I got some Wind Waker, some Sonic, that's funny. A lot of Pokemon. I like when people would do it on the envelopes. That's cool. Is that a picture of Aria of Sorrow on this page? Oh yes, it is, right here. Yeah, with the big chicken, the laser beam chicken. I liked him. Yeah, so that's why it says Castlevania on the cover. Because we're gonna have a look at Castlevania Aria of Sorrow, which I played a few months ago and I freaking loved it. So I'm excited to see what they're gonna say about this. Shishi says, pro tip, read the editor's response to kids' letters in a sarcastic voice. Oh my goodness. It's like, I never know if I want to go through all these or not. Okay, so here's one. I'll read some of them. Now, let's put a box under there. Maybe it should get closer to the camera. We're using a Ring Fit adventure box to prop this up. One of the editors was a douche. That's funny. Alright, let's see. I'm trying to make it really clear for you guys. Like I said, this is an experiment stream. I'm still trying to get it good for magazine streams. So let's see. He says, I was browsing through the Nintendo Power Award nominations when I saw that Tom Nook was listed as a villain. This reminded me of one night when I was playing Animal Crossing. I began to talk to my brother about how Hopper, Wart Jr., Lulu, Rizzo, and Chow were all in the Mafia and that Tybalt, Tad, Hambo, and I were the good guys. We agreed that Tom Nook was the Mafia boss and Rossetti was in the CIA. So, is this true? Is there an Animal Crossing Mafia and is Nook the boss? Asks Eric Zuzi from New Jersey. The editor says, Nook threatened to make us pay if we said anything, ... So, that's what was happening in 2002, Animal Crossing Town. People were getting threats. Alright, so more pictures here. I don't know what they are. Alright, ooh, Players Pulse Artist Gallery. So they have more pictures. This Mario RPG one's really nice. I'm switching between looking at the actual magazine because I'm at an odd angle and like looking in OBS. I think OBS is now where I'm gonna look, but that's a really good picture. Good job, Daniel Patel from Quebec. And then we got a stained glass Wind Waker art from Sarah Gonzalez from Texas. Very nice. We got Shadow from Stephanie Dow from Iowa. Amanda drew Link from New Jersey on the envelope. We have more Link. What is he saying? Oh no, I forgot a game. Alright, Link's Worst Nightmare is the title of this. See, they're getting creative here. Hello, Watson Funk. It's some good fan art. Yeah, these are pretty good. That's probably why they got their, like, showcase page. Good morning, Ryan. So then we have Mega Man and Bass. Franklin and Bass. Wasn't that a show? Mega Man and Bass. I think, wasn't Mike playing that a few months ago? Or maybe he was just talking about it. I don't know anything about this Mega Man game, but there's an ad for it. It's bass, like the instrument? Okay. You mean bass, like the instrument? Yes, okay. I just said bass, like the instrument. That reminds me, if you want to hear an embarrassing story of just Erin being a nervous child and saying stupid shit because she would get flustered. And I'm still like that. So I started learning how to play bass in 8th grade, I think, 8th grade. And one time I was talking to this girl, we were just talking about, I don't know, we're talking about whatever. And she's like, oh, but you take guitar lessons. And I was like, well, no, actually I take bass lessons, but instead of bass, I said bass lessons. And she's like, what? And in my head I was saying bass, but I was saying bass. And I just remember that. Like, I said bass lessons, like, 4 times. Because I was just like, I was really shy, and it was someone I didn't talk to a lot. And I was just like, oh. I don't think she didn't correct me. And I don't think she knew what she was like what I was talking about. So it was just like, all right. Like, she didn't know either. So it was fine. Because we were like 13. Like, nobody knew what the fuck they were doing. It was just funny. On a fish-shaped guitar. That would have been cool. Can you tuna fish? Ooh, we got some charts. I like my charts. Okay, so Nintendo GameCube. This is the top-selling games for Nintendo GameCube. Number 1, Metroid Prime. Number 2, Mario Party 4. So, that's not true. Although I didn't own a GameCube, I did play Mario Party 4 at my friend's house with her and her brothers every once in a while. So that was like my only GameCube experience for years. 3, Super Smash Bros. Melee. 4, Lord of the Rings: The Two Towers. 5, Resident Evil 0. NBA Street. Star Fox Adventures. I know some people hate that game, but then other people think it's really fun. Do you guys like that game? I feel like it's a very divided. It divides people. Animal Crossing. I wish I liked Animal Crossing. I've tried. I can't get into it. But that's okay. I think it's cute looking. Skies of Arcadia Legends. Super Mario Sunshine is number 10. That's one Mario game I have yet to play. That's another one that's very divisive. Is that the right word? Device. It's like some people like it and some people don't. Where was I? 11, Sonic Mega Collection. Oh, okay. I forget that Sonic stuff started coming out on the GameCube. So I guess it is appropriate that there was Sonic fan art. What do I know? I don't know anything. Have I tried Disney Dreamlike Valley? I heard it's like Disney Animal Crossing, so I was like, eh. I haven't tried it yet. I mean, I might mess around with it. I don't know. But yeah, I wasn't like, oh my god, I have to play that. But I don't know, I might. Godzilla Destroy All Monsters Melee, number 13. Luigi's Mansion, number 14. Sonic Adventure 2, Battle. Phantasy Star Online, episode 1 and 2 is number 16. NASCAR Thunder, 2003. Ty the Tasmanian Tiger. That's one that's, I don't know about that one. NBA Live 2003 and James Bond 007 Nightfire, number 20. Player's Choice GameCube. What's that mean? Oh, okay, so this is like the top selling games, and then this is what the Player's Choice, like what they think's the best. Oh, Karuga's number 3. Alright, so number 1 was Legend of Zelda. Holy shit, I've never said Zelda before. Legend of Zelda. Wind Waker, number 1. 2, Metroid Prime. 3 Ikaruga. Let's see. I'm trying to make this so you guys can see it. I know it's blurry. I'm working on it. I feel like it's better than it used to be. Is it? What do you guys think? Is it, if you guys remember, the last time I did a stream, I feel like it was a lot more messy. Let's see. Burnout 2. Is Burnout 2 the one that starts with the Yin Yang Twins song on the title screen, but it's edited? I think it's that one. Red Faction 2. Super Mario Sunshine. Tiger Woods PGA Tour 2003. Animal Crossing Wario World. Okay, that wasn't on the other one. The Sims. Yeah, so some of this is different. Time Splitters 2. So, even though they weren't necessarily what was the hottest selling for that period of time, these were like what the people wanted. Now I can't unhear Gilda. Oh my god, so I was editing a video. I was editing my Halloween video today. And yes, this is a Castlevania ad. So not pretty. I didn't usually I catch when I misspeak when I'm recording a script, so I like say it over again. I don't know how I didn't catch it. But instead of Freddy Krueger, I say Creddy Krueger. And that was the only take I did of it. And I'm like, how the fuck did I not catch that? And I'm like, do I leave it in? And like do I do a trick? And put text on screen real quick that says Creddy Krueger also? And so people will like go back and read it. Because you know how on YouTube now you can see like the most replayed part of a video? Not on all videos, but on most of them you can. And it would be funny for engagement. Exactly, she. Just to be like, did she say Creddy Krueger? So I'm torn. I'm like, I'll probably just re-record that level. I'm like, I mean, voiceover, but it made me laugh. I'm like, Erin, damn it. It's so funny. I remember, I was like really confident. I got through that whole section. I'm like, wow, I think that was pretty good. I don't think I need to do an alternate take. Hello, Zezima. What's up? Nightmare Before Elm Street. That's what I always say. It's not good. Hex. It sucks. I never used to say it, but sometime in the past couple years, I confuse the two. It sucks. Get somebody's name wrong on every video on purpose. Oh my gosh. I've noticed that. I'm sorry. I know this is probably annoying just to hear me talk when I'm not on camera, but I have one more thing to say and then we'll get back to the stream. But I've noticed on like TikToks or shorts when they're like doing it's always for like product reviews, like 10 things you need off Amazon right now or something like that. They're showcasing the product, but then they'll add something weird or gross that's like really fast, so you'll like replay the TikTok or the YouTube short. Like one guy was like showing something you can put under your sink, and he added like a fake mouse running by really fast. So like you'll go back and be like, wait, did that guy have a mouse? Like, you know, shit like that. It's so, they do that all the time on TikTok. Okay, so anyway, that was just an observation. Yeah, so this is really nice artwork for Aria of Sorrow. Yeah, there's Soma. See, I'm showing him. I was just too busy telling my stories that nobody cares about. Freddy Crouton. He'd probably be a nicer man if his name was Freddy Crouton. But anyway, I like this art. It's cool. It's a good ad. It's like, I don't want to take it out of the magazine, but I think this has like does this have that poster in it? One of the recent ones I got has a poster of Aria of Sorrow, but I feel like it doesn't look like this. But anyway. Look at this GameCube ad. I don't think he would be able to latch on to that part of the GameCube without falling. Like, you can't climb that. You would slide off and die. It says, what does it say? March 1953, first successful ascent of Mount Everest begins. March 2003, Andrew Smith purchases a Nintendo GameCube. Haha, Walmart. Great ad, Walmart. They downsized since then. Yeah, little known fact, these are actually huge at first. You know how like the original computers were like huge and would take up an entire room? It was kind of like that, but with the GameCube. And then eventually they made ones that are available for consumers. And that happened in like around 2004. Fun fact. Ooh, more power charts. Power charts for the Game Boy. Let's see what the top selling Game Boy games were. Do they mean like regular Game Boy or do they mean like... Oh, okay. So they have Game Boy Advance and Game Boy Color. God damn it. Focus. Focus. I'm trying. This is appropriate music for this part. Anyway. Okay, so top selling Game Boy games. Okay, so Game Boy Color is in purple. I couldn't even tell that was purple because it's like really dark on my angle. Anyway, so the number one best-selling Game Boy game for Game Boy Advance was Yu-Gi-Oh! Dungeon Dice Monsters. Number two was Yu-Gi-Oh! The Eternal Duelist Soul. I don't know anything about Yu-Gi-Oh! Number three, Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past / Four Swords. Kirby Nightmare in Dreamland. I want to play that. I didn't play that one. And 5 and 6 are taken by two Game Boy Color games. That feels late, but I guess 2003, that makes sense. Anyway, Yu-Gi-Oh! Dark Duel Stories. And Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. I'm sure that's a gem. Number 7, Yoshi's Island, Super Mario 3 Advance. That's what I was playing. Super Mario World, Super Mario Advance 2. Number 8. Number 9, Metroid Fusion. Number 10, SpongeBob SquarePants, Revenge of the Flying Dutchman. That rounds out your top 10 Game Boy Advance and Game Boy Color games. And then we got the Player's Choice. I love these charts. I like lists, if you haven't known, if you couldn't tell. Harry Potter games at the bottom along Power Rangers games. I don't hate the Mighty Morphin Power Ranger game on Super Nintendo, the like side-scrolling beat 'em up that I did a video on. I actually like that game. But yeah, some of them are not great, which is not a surprise. Okay, so the Player's Choice. So the number one most popular was Golden Sun: The Lost Age. Number 2 was Castlevania: Aria of Sorrow. Fantastic game. I want to play it again because I'm already kind of forgetting like some of it, and I'm like, I need to play it again. Number 3, Advance Wars 2, Black Hole Rising. Number 4, WarioWare Inc. Mega Micro Games. Number 5, The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past and Four Swords. Number 6, Metroid Fusion. Number 7, Pokemon Ruby and Pokemon Sapphire. Number 8, Lunar Legend. I don't know what that is. Number 9, Car Battler Joe. I don't know what that is either. There was so much shit on Game Boy Advance. It's like, I don't know. Number 10, Bruce Lee: Return of the Legend. Alright, so that was what was selling. This was the Player's Choice. Lunar Legend is an extremely bland RPG, even for the time, but it's cute at times. Okay. The GBA Harry Potter is a top-down RPG. Really? I didn't know they made any Harry Potter RPGs. That's interesting. See, learn something new every day. Alright. Game Watch. Inside source for news and previews. So what's in the spotlight? Wario's Big Fat Greed Fest is coming to Nintendo GameCube next month. This month we'll introduce you to the lovable Rogue, Beautiful Joe, Burnout 2, Ultimate Muscle, The Incredible Hulk, and Iridian 2? I don't know that one. Alright, so what else do they have coming? First-person shooters are coming into their own on Game Boy Advance. BAM Entertainment's Ice 9 takes place in a 3D representation of Washington, D.C. The hell? And features dynamic lighting, 10 weapons and gadgets, multiplayer modes for 2 to 4 agents, and a twisting plot that involves a sophisticated computer virus. Oh, well, that sounds great. I'm sure that's a fantastic game. Commanding Goblins, okay. Let's see. Let's see. Jalico's upcoming Goblin Commander, Unleash the Horde for GameCube. GameCube Network? What's GCN? What is GCN? I'm blanking on that. I don't know what that means. Told Game Watch that the game's design was inspired in part by Pikmin. Alright. Another one I have no idea. Never heard of it. GameCube Nintendo? Okay, that's what I thought. Huh, that's interesting. So you would think it would be the NGC, like Nintendo GameCube. Oh, it's how they say it in Japan or Europe? Oh, okay, I didn't know that. Thank you, Wraith. Interplay made a bunch of Lord of the Rings RPGs back in the 90s. One of them got a bad NES port. Oh, okay. SNES port. One sec. I'm gonna see how many people are here now out of curiosity. Okay, we went up a little bit. We got 78. Well, thank you for watching this stream. It's a little bit of a mess and it's the middle of the night, but welcome. Okay, what else? Sega hatches an adventure. Who is Billy Hatcher and why does he have a giant egg? Sega will answer those two questions in the fall when it releases a GameCube Nintendo answer. The GameCube Nintendo exclusive game featuring a chicken and egg situation. I know about this Billy Hatcher. I haven't played it much, but I feel like the name comes up. You're going to the airport in a few hours, so the stream is awesome. Well, that's cool. I hope you have a good flight, Wreath. I hope it's not too annoying that you're sitting next to somebody annoying. It's always the worst. Spy Stories. Midway recently announced 2 GameCube, I want to say GameCube Network. Oh, that feels so weird. Titles that will be released later this year. The top shot is from Spy Hunter 2. What's the bottom one? Espionage. Dragon Ball Z returns to the Game Boy Advance, so this looks like another top-down RPG type thing. Cool. Okay, they're giving you a lot of upcoming stuff. So there's Soul Calibur 2, Wario World, and Beautiful Joe. Oh, the Incredible Hulk. That's interesting. So it was like a isometric type thing? Huh. I've never seen this. That's interesting. And then Iridian 2. Legacy of Goku 2 Future Shock. I've never heard of that before, and he loves the DBZ games. Well, you know what? Maybe it was canceled. Because this is stuff that was supposed to come out. And when we look at stuff like from NES and like Super Nintendo, sometimes they talk about things that never came out, so. Or the name changed. Yeah, they probably just changed the name. That also happens. Like you see like what they were going to call it, which is always kind of fun. Because it's like a time traveling thing. I'm gonna take a sip of my Waterloo. Got the grape one today. Hulk hate top-down perspective. Hello, Riddler05. This is from 2002, issue 168. Alright, so this is everything that was coming soon. More coming soon. Damn, okay. May Gallery of Games. Let's see. May's gallery is filled with wacky sports, wacky racing, wacky wrestling, and a pretty wacky woodpecker. What? Oh my god, I was so confused. See how it says that? It's a headline. I thought there was a game called May Gallery of Games. And I'm like, why does it sound like... Okay, so they're talking about Woody Woodpecker and Crazy Castle 5, which I should totally play, by the way, because I genuinely love, Bugs Bunny's Crazy Castle on NES and all those. So, I would play that. Totally serious. What else? Burnout 2. Disney Sports Basketball. Oh no. Shrek Super Party. Everyone's favorite. Top Angler. Alright, fishing. Bubble Bobble, old and new. The original Bubble Bobble and an updated version share space in the new game pack from Empire Interactive. Okay, that's cool. I don't think I know about that one. Spirits and Spells. In Dreamcatcher's Halloween-inspired platformer. 2 playable trick-or-treaters, a witch and a demon, are in search of their friends. I'm gonna write that down. I never seen that. Spirits and Spells? What? You have that game? It's rare. The Spirits and Spells one. Oh, that's cool. Okay, well maybe that's why I haven't heard of it. And then Riddler says, wait, Konami made a Disney sports game? Yeah, no, Konami and Disney hit at the hardwood in a wild 2-on-2 basketball game. Ooh. More than 25 magic items give you moves to be an all-star. Of course, this is all stuff coming out, so maybe it never came out. I don't know. Alright, let's see. Move on a bit. Let's go back to that so we can see some ads. Uh-oh. Screen test. What's going on in the silly screenshot below? We've come up with a caption, but if you think you can do better, send your best lines to poweron@nintendopower.com. So this is their caption for this. Hey, I'm no thief. I just happen to look good in stripes. That's a terrible caption. Oh my god. And then they tell you, okay, so this was what's it called? Dragon's Lair on GameCube. That was last month's screen test captions. So let's see. Their line, so the guy's name is Dirk. So they go, our line was Dirk the Daring could never put down a good book, even when he was in the middle of rescuing Princess Daphne. So he's in a library, okay? And these are the winners, according to Nintendo Power 2002. Dirk always said, you should never judge a book by its cover. Come any closer and I'll cut out your appendix. Get it? Like a book, but an organ. 10,000 books and not one on how to save a princess. And funny enough, that guy's name is Mario. Huh. Okay, you know what? I'll get another book. Maybe that's a reference to something in the game. I haven't played this version of Dragon's Lair, but I don't know. Now Dirk takes a break to read 50 Ways to Rescue a Princess. Dirk the Daring says, "Ah, it flies. Book. Ah, it talks." I guess whoever read that book just couldn't put it down. Because, see, there's like a flying book. Watch it, Dirk. A paper cut can hurt more than a dagger through the heart, says David. Oh, I missed one. When the judge said he was going to throw the book at me, I didn't think he meant literally. Just keeps going. There's that player's guide. Now, how do I get out of this library? Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha. Ha ha. Hello, Nosardia. What's up? I'm glad you like the magazine streams. High energy puzzle perfection. Puzzle Fighter 2. Ooh, Nintendo Online. That's always fun. Let's see what was happening. Let's put this back up high. See if that helps a bit. I'm sitting on my foot. Let me move that. Okay. So, okay, if you went, I don't know if this still exists, but if you went to gameboy.com/Golden Sun, you could see a stellar site for the Golden Sun sequel. And then, if you go to WarioWare.biz, you could break into the biz with Wario. Wario's upcoming GBA game, WarioWare Incorporated Mega Micro Games. I played that on stream. I like that game. Makes frenetic gameplay out of split-second snippets. And then blah, 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 blah. Let's see. Nintendo might create an online version of your game that will glitz up Wario's website after his game pack hits stores in May. Huh. Glue yourself on E3 news. If you go to Nintendo.com. That's interesting. Oh, thank you, Est Disorder, for subscribing to Tier 1. Thank you very much. Yeah, there's a new one for Switch, a new WarioWare game. I streamed that one too. It's fun. Those are addicting. I like those because they're fun to just pick up and play, you know? I remember managers at Game Crazy and such would get paid to go to E3. That's cool. Oh my god. Yeah, this is a Kmart ad. Wow. 2002, 2003, there was still Kmart. Yes. I believe they were already struggling though. Your choice now. Only $29.99. You can get Super Smash Brothers, Melee. You can get Pikmin. You can get Luigi's Mansion. Or, oh my god, it's an ad for the e-reader. That's funny. Mike was just playing the e-reader levels for Super Mario 3. So that's pretty cool. So there's Animal Crossing ones. Mario Party, Mario Brothers, baseball. That's cool. I wanna look into that. That's interesting. Donkey Kong 3, golf, and Clu Clu Land. Huh. That's neat. Kmart had all the good wrestling toys. They were strewn all over the floor, but hey. Damn, remember when when Nintendo would lower the price of games? I know. Yeah, remember when they go on sale? Now it's like very rare. Mario Bros is an entire game in a sewer. Oh, you know what? That's very true. That's funny. So, last night I was talking about I'm gonna do video games with sewer levels because like a lot of games have a sewer level. It's like a common thing. And so that's funny. Spinzig's like Mario Brothers is actually an entire game in a sewer. I feel like those e-reader cards are really rare. I wonder how much they're worth. Yeah, I don't know. I never really looked into that. It's intriguing though. Now I'm interested. Alright, so this is all about Golden Sun because this was the cover for the issue. So this is the big feature on Golden Sun. I know this is an RPG. I don't know anything about Golden Sun, but they were pushing it hard. I know some people like Golden Sun a lot. So I'm just kind of gonna slowly just kind of browse through everything. They have a lot of maps and stuff, where to find items. Yeah, these magazines are long. I'm always like, oh, I'm gonna get through like 3, and then my voice cuts out after the first one. Yeah, I'm doing this because I've been wanting to look through some of them for a while, some new ones, and also because I'm like, I should probably give my hands a day to rest one more, because I edited too much the other day, and yesterday wasn't fun, so with hand pains. That's why Mike streamed with me, and he played a lot last night. But yeah, I'm hoping to be able to stream tomorrow, so like an actual game. But if not, maybe we'll do this again. Golden Sun is the best GBA RPG, hands down. Okay. I think I ended up with a loose copy of Golden Sun and a tote full of consoles and accessories I bought from a local auction. That's cool. Yeah, I just don't have an opinion on it because I don't know anything about it. You think the magazine streams are cozy? Well, I'm glad, Hex. Thank you. And I apologize if I'm yawning. I had to take Benadryl because I was having another allergy attack. And I was just like, I can't stream like this. And like, when it's really bad, I just have to take Benadryl. I only took 1, and usually I'm okay. But I might need to get some coffee. Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell. Alundra, I've never played it a ton, but like I tried it out here and there, but I know people really like it. I'm not, when it comes to RPGs, I haven't played a ton because they didn't really appeal to me as a kid, and I'm like starting to branch out more as an adult. But yeah, I know people like it though. And hello, Kaliope. What's up, Cyborg? One thing missing from this magazine streams is a webcam on Milton for reaction shots. It's actually a really good idea. I didn't do that tonight because of the setup. It was just too annoying to also put me in there. But I'm gonna write that down. If I do that again. Hello, D Serpentine, and hello, E Dexter. What's up, guys? You thought of Alundra more in the Zelda kind of RPG. Yeah, it looks very influenced by Zelda. Hello, Andrew. Okay, yes, so they had Splinter Cell coming for the GameCube and the Game Boy Advance. Army Men, Sarge's War. I'm gonna skip through this because I don't really care. I keep alternating between the two levels, like if it should be close or far away. Alright, here we go. Here's why I said Castlevania exclamation point on the front. Here's Castlevania Aria of Sorrow. Return to Dracula's castle and put an end to his dark curse once and for all. I love this game. I think it's fun with like you know, the obtaining souls from your enemies and stuff. You guys liked the Army Men series? That's totally fine. I don't know anything about it, and I'm like, I'm not gonna have anything to say, so I just skipped it. But But then again, it's like, okay, I really like this game, but I'm not gonna like read every single part, but it'll be cool to glance at. So, and we're gonna look at the poster right now, which I think is actually an Aria of Sorrow poster. Let's find out. I think this is the one. Yes, it is. Do I put it up? That's the question. Do you guys think this is a cool poster? I kind of wish I focused more on like Soma, but it's cool. I don't know. It's pretty cool. Because I mean, I do really like this game, so I don't know. Maybe I'll put it up. I might put it up. I know it's in really good condition, right? I was shocked. So let's see. Let's see what they have to say. See if it goes for any money first, then put it up. But it's like, I don't know, when can I buy these? It's like, you know, we want to like enjoy them, you know. But if it's, you know, a crazy amount of money, but it wasn't. I mean, maybe the poster itself is, I don't know. So they have character profiles on everybody. Why do they write stuff on the back of the posters? They always do. Probably to save, you know, to save pages and stuff. Let's see. So Soma Cruz. Soma is a high school exchange student living in Japan. On his way to the Shrine of the White Horse to view a solar eclipse, he's suddenly knocked unconscious. Genya Arikado is an extremely cold and powerful man. He seems to be intimately familiar with the prophecy of Dracula's resurrection. Whoa, sorry, I didn't realize I was at such an awkward angle. Graham Jones is the founder of a new religious sect that with hordes of devout followers. Graham is rumored to possess magical powers. He was born in July 99, because this takes place in the future. Yoko Bilnades. Yoko has been sent by the church to investigate the prophecy of Dracula's resurrection. Her last name should sound familiar to longtime Castlevania fans. Jay, the man called Jay, suffers from amnesia caused by a traumatic incident in 1999. See, 1999 was a crazy year for everyone. This is all because of Y2K. And then good old Hammer, who sold us stuff. I remember him. But yeah, so they have Tactical Souls, Vanquishing Evil. Oh, they even have a little Castlevania timeline down here. That's kind of interesting. Ugh, it's hard. I'm trying to do this so I can read it and you guys can see it. Alright, it's a little better. So in 1450, oh, it's like a timeline of like when all the games took place. That's really cool. So 1450 is Legend, so that's the oldest one. And that's the one that, you know, you play as Sonya. And it's not that good, and I wish it was good. Let's see, what's the one that takes place in the future? 2035. Not too far away, this game takes place. Let's see, Dracula's castle appears in a solar eclipse over Japan. Yeah, so that's what they already said. So yeah. So does that mean between 1852 and 2035 there was no Dracula action in the world? That's interesting. I wonder if that, or is that just like what they have going on now? Am I Castlevania-ly confused? Ha, I see what you did there. Marty says everyone is too much of a coward to admit it, but Aria of Sorrow is just not shitty Symphony of the Night. Those are bold words. Bold words, but I respect that. Because you know what? I like Aria of Sorrow better than Symphony of the Night. I liked it better. Just being honest. So they're calling Ikaruga the Space Shooter Reborn. So Ikaruga, it's like everyone likes to go like, oh, it's so hard, whatever. And then it's like you would think people really cared about it. But I feel like nobody actually plays it. They just like to talk about it. And then you have that whole color changing system. It's like, okay, I don't know. I never got super into it. Yeah, you just gotta look every once in a while when it comes to Nintendo powers on eBay. Because sometimes, you know, there's people that ask way too much, and then you just gotta browse here and there, and people come up. You know, I mean, listings come up every now and then, so you just gotta keep looking. So this is a big special on Ikaruga, so that's cool. You found Ikaruga at a Goodwill? That's awesome. Here's the edgy Rayman 3 ad. I remember this ad. No arms, no legs, huge features. Are they making a penis joke? Like, because he's in a bathroom and everyone's looking at him? Wow. I never actually, like, read the text before, but that... Oh, he's taking a huge piss? Okay. Wow, that's an awkward situation. Is this when the ads started getting edgy? I feel like around the Game Boy, like, when it started Game Boy Pocket era, I feel like. It was very 90s for things to get edgy. Because they wanted to appeal to, you know, teens in America. And they thought everything was attitude and edgy. Alright, so here's a bunch about Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell. It says, so this guy walks into a dark alley with one bullet and a bunch of guards. Sounds like a joke, but Ubisoft's espionage game is deadly serious. So serious that you're gonna play it on the Game Boy Advance. Fundamentals. Hold on. Oh, sorry, I thought I was gonna sneeze. Actually, I am gonna sneeze. At least you guys don't have to see me doing that right now. I'm not sneezing on the magazine. That would be gross and very sad since, like, we just got this. Alright, classified information. So this is when they give you, like, advice and tricks to help, little tricks you can do. So there's stuff for Robotech Battlecry. For the Rocky game. You can give yourself more boxing options and better stats. For Dead to Rights, haven't heard of that. You can give Jack Slate a fighting chance as he sweeps through the city. Okay. If you did sneeze on the ad, I guarantee the camera would be in focus. Oh yeah, probably. Lots of codes. Baseball games. Classified information again. Let's see. I'm just kind of browsing right now. Dead to Rights is like Namco Max Payne. It's good. Oh, okay. That's cool. Can't sneeze until you find an old Booger Man ad. Well, that's gonna be a while. Definitely won't find it in this GameCube issue. Lost Kingdoms 2. I like her top. She's like a cool, hip-looking wizard. I wish I looked like a hip-looking wizard. The sequel to 2002's best-selling GameCube Nintendo RPG is coming. Activision and From Software have gone all out to make Lost Kingdoms 2 a truly fantastic experience. Oh my goodness. We just got a big raid from Tragic on Twitch. Thank you so much for the raid. Wow, okay, big raid. I just looked up and I saw all caps and I was like, what's happening? I'm scared. The tots are tapping in, the tots are tapping in. Well, welcome to the stream. We're doing a little cozy Nintendo Power stream. I'm experimenting with a different setup. So yeah, so if that sounds fun, please stick around. We're currently looking at Nintendo Power from 2002. They're gonna talk about the 2002 Nintendo Power Awards. We just looked at an Aria of Sorrow, Castlevania feature. Lots of stuff. So if that sounds fun, please stick around. And thank you again, Tragic, for the raid. Thank you. And she also streams retro games, so check her out if you haven't already. And what were you streaming? Were you doing more, were you doing Silent Hill? Let's see. Roguezilla says you made a Barbie video not too long ago, so I wanted to show you this emote. Let's see. Oh, now hold on. I had to look closer. Oh, that's cute. You're doing Resident Evil now? Well, cool. I hope you're having fun. I was thinking of streaming a Resident Evil 4 again because it's been a while. I want to see if I can get further. I bought it on Switch because I was like, I don't know. I'm lazy and I'm like, that would just be easier to set up. So I don't know. I might do that soon, but don't quote me on it. But I hope you're having fun. All right, and now we got The Legend of Zelda: Wind Waker. Our Wind Waker Strategy's third chapter finds Link facing monstrous perils and climactic discoveries. So I guess for like the past three issues, they've had a chapter on Wind Waker. So that's cool. It's like an ongoing saga of like strategies for Wind Waker. That's cool. Very colorful. The layout was always so good. And like the colors and everything for Nintendo Power, they did a really good job. Even, you know, we're up into 2003, it's still good. Lost Kingdoms 1 has a sewer level. Okay, that's cool. I might write that down. Thank you. Well, excuse me, princess. I'm kind of just browsing through it because this is one of the Zelda games I have not played. King Henry says one of the 4 Zelda games I actually played through and beat. That's cool. I always thought this game looked really like visually nice. Like I liked the art style of it. Another Hulk game. So earlier we took a look at the Game Boy Advance one, and now there's a PlayStation 2, GameCube one. See, this is what I thought it would be like. So that's why I was shocked to see an isometric Hulk game. But I mean, I guess that made sense for the Game Boy Advance. But yeah. So there's that. .007 Nightfire. GBA Infiltration. Oh my gosh, I wonder how that was. After saving the planet from philanthropic phony Raphael Drake in his recent GameCube Nintendo mission, Bond is pulling off the impossible, doing it again on the GBA. Our tips will help you live up to the legend. I don't know. It's probably a little rough to play on Game Boy Advance, but maybe I'm wrong. Thank you, Spinzig. I'll definitely take note of those. I'm gonna do that right now. So if you're just wondering, I'm thinking of doing a like sewer level games of sewer level video because I like my lists, and we were talking about that last night on stream, and Spinzig has some more suggestions. So thank you. When I try to write fast, I make it worse. I should just take my time. Spider-Man versus Spink Kingpin. And oh yeah, Moonwalker I already have written down. Okay, thank you. I will look into that. You can probably make an entire video on sewer levels out of the Resident Evil games alone. Oh yeah, I'm sure. And like, you know, Mario and stuff like that. Rescue Rangers? Does that one have a sewer level? You're probably right. Yeah, you know what? I think you're right. Holy shit. See? It's a thing. It's a lot of games have sewer levels. Oh shit, e-reader. E-reader. I didn't know there's gonna be a whole section on the e-reader stuff. This is cool. Relive the fond memories of your NES days with full e-reader versions of Clu Clu Land, Donkey Kong 3, and Golf. That's cool. Did any of you guys actually have an e-reader? Like, I feel like nobody had it. Let's see, it says, load up the fun. The third NES e-reader card series features Clu Clu Land. I hate saying the name of that game. It's so hard to say. Donkey Kong 3 E and Golf E. Oh, so they called it like, that's cool. Oh, Tragic, you have an e-reader? And so does Aomic? That's cool. You have it for Animal Crossing? That's awesome. Was it easy to scan the cards? I heard some people say that it was like hard to scan the cards. I want to know. I'm curious. I kind of want to buy one for science. Let's see. So, oh, and it gives you a little it gives a little history of the original game. So it says like Clu Clu Land was originally released for the NES in '85, and it's a fast-paced action game that will test your reflexes. So this just gives you some tips on how to play that. That's kind of cool. Let's see. Tragic says sometimes it's kind of annoying, but it's not too bad. Oh, okay. And then Aomic says, I don't remember it being particularly hard, but I was a child and probably had a higher tolerance for bullshit. That makes sense. Didn't we all have a higher tolerance back then? Hey, Funk Sauce, welcome to the stream. Alright, let's see. So for Donkey Kong 3, it stormed the NES in 1986, and you have to protect your greenhouses from the angry ape and his insect army. I like that game. Donkey Kong 3 is fun. I don't think I've ever done a stream on that. That would be fun. Whoop. King Henry says, I got a pack of cards with one of the Super Mario Advance games, but never used them. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, Mike was streaming the e-reader levels for Super Mario 3, and that looked really fun. You said the e-reader and it's still sitting on your sitting on your shelf. That's cool. And then for Golf, what does it say? The NES E experience. Okay, so that's what they were calling it for the NES ports. Each NES e-reader card set in the third series consists of 5 cards. You get all 5 when you purchase a title for $4.95. For Clu Clu Land E, Donkey Kong 3E, and Golf E in stores after April 21st. And discover or relive 3 NES classics in your GBA or GBA SP. Very cool. More Golden Sun. They're really pushing the Golden Sun in this issue. What's this? Oh, it's a sweepstakes. Illuminate your gaming life with the GBA SP. By Jove, we think we've got it. And you should get it too. Win the Game Boy Advance SP and 10 games that shine on the brilliant new system, like Golden Sun: The Lost Age. I had the red Golden Sun. I had the red GBA SP, and it still works. I remember thinking that was so cool that it closed shut. I was like, oh my god. Okay, so 5 winners will get a GBA SP. And you'll also get 10 games. You get some good games. Focus, please. Try. I'm trying, guys. I'm trying. Well, it's not gonna happen, but you get Zelda 007, Golden Sun, Donkey Kong Country, Metroid Zero Mission, Aria of Sorrow, WarioWare, Advance Wars 2, and Splinter Cell. Hello, official conduit. Well, welcome to the stream. We're going through some Nintendo powers. 20 winners, be the star of the gaming circuit with your own Game Boy Advance SP. So even if you're second, you don't get all the games also, but at least you get a Game Boy Advance SP. Can't even speak anymore. And then the 50 third prize winners will get You Eat, Drink, and Sleep Nintendo. Your Nintendo Power t-shirt will show everyone where it's at. That's a cool shirt. Focus. As I said, I'm still getting used to, I'm still messing with how to make these magazine streams better, so. Here we go. This is what I was waiting for. So now we're on the 2002 Nintendo Power Wars. Let me put the box under it so it'll get closer. Alright. Best overall game, Metroid Prime. Metroid Prime is a, let's see. I can't speak. Samus Aran claimed the #1 spot in all but one category in which her game was nominated, but there were plenty of surprises as well. Best overall game, Metroid Prime. Metroid Prime smashed the competition like a missile, hitting a frozen space pirate, gaining nearly 4,000 more votes than the second and third place finishers, Animal Crossing and Super Mario Sunshine. Other strong contenders were Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, Star Fox Adventures, The Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers, and Time Splitters 2. So the top 3 were Metroid Prime, Animal Crossing, and Super Mario Sunshine. Let's see. Best game, Metroid Prime. Who are the runners up? Animal Crossing and Star Fox Adventures. Okay. Best graphics, Metroid Prime. Runners up. Let's see. Sorry, I made the camera bounce a bit. Lord of the Rings, Two Towers, Resident Evil 0. The online category. What does that mean? I'm not sure what that means. But anyway. Best game for the Game Boy Advance was Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past and Four Swords. Cool. And for online category says Metroid Fusion. These vibes are so comfy. Well, thank you. I like these streams. Sometimes it's fun to switch it up a bit. Best game on the GameCube, Metroid Prime. Runners up, Animal Crossing and Super Mario Sunshine. Best graphics, Metroid Prime. Runners up, Lord of the Rings, Two Towers and Resident Evil 0. Best graphics on the Game Boy Advance, Metroid Fusion. Runners up, Legend of Zelda. #3, Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers. Woo. Hold on. Got it. Alright. Let's see. Best musical score, Super Mario Sunshine. The cheerful tunes of Sunshine eked out a victory over Metroid's moody notes. This was the only category in which Prime was nominated but didn't take first place. But they still got second place. That's funny. New to the stream, are these your childhood magazines or did you buy in bulk? They look pristine and so pretty. Well, welcome to the stream. No, I had Nintendo Power. I subscribed to it as a kid during the N64 era. So I still have a few of them at my parents' house somewhere. But when I do these are repurchased over the years. Sadly, these are not my childhood copies. And I wasn't subscribed during the GameCube era anymore, but yeah. Yeah, this still has the original poster, which is great. Alright, what am I doing? Best sound, Metroid Prime. It's only the top three are always the same. Best cutscenes. Oh, Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers. Runners up, Star Fox Adventure and Resident Evil 0. Best music based on a pre-existing source. That is very specific. Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers. The music from Lord of the Rings, based on Howard Shore's Academy-winning film score, racked up major points from online voters. Best opening scene, James Bond 007 Nightfire. Flying in a helicopter and shooting out car tires on New Year's Eve are more fun than being chased through the woods by crazy zombie dogs. Go figure. Runners up, Resident Evil and Super Monkey Ball 2. Okay, and then best voice talent goes to Lord of the Rings, Two Towers. Runners up, Star Fox Adventure and James Bond 007 Nightfire. Best minigame goes to Raising Chaos and Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. Runners up, Long Claw of the Law from Mario Party 4. Number 3, Monkey Dog Fight from Super Monkey Ball 2. And about Sonic Adventure 2, it says, Chaos are cute, friendly, and fun. Oh, do they mean, is it Chow's? See, I don't know anything about the Sonic franchise, mostly. Is it Chow's? Is it Chaos or Chow's? It's Chow's, right? Oh, it's Chaos? It is? No, okay, Tragic, you say Chow's. Okay, because I know you're like a Sonic person, so okay, and that makes more sense. Okay, because like I've seen footage, this is funny, because I have seen footage of the like Chow Garden, or however you pronounce it, and I'm like, that looks fun. Like I kind of want to play Sonic Adventures. I don't think I'd play it on stream for the first time because people know those games so well and they probably get annoyed at me and I don't want to deal with it. So I'd probably mess with it on my own just for fun. Sonic Adventures 2 is your favorite game, so good timing. Oh, really? Okay, well, that's cool. This is out of my wheelhouse. Best fighting game, Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance. Runners up, Godzilla Destroy All Monsters and Bloody Roar Primal Fury. Most misunderstood character. I like that category. Crazy Red from Animal Crossing. Okay, so Crazy Red sells furniture and artwork at ridiculously high prices. He's still just an honest businessman trying to get by. Well, maybe he's not so honest. Runners up, Wario. And number 3, Vegeta from Dragon Ball Z. Ooh, oh shit. I was doing what I was gonna try not to do and hit the camera. Donald looks pissed. Well, we're gonna see why. I can't believe I streamed that much of Going Quackers a few months ago, as I did. But anyway, clunkiest use of a punctuation in a title. Disney, just Donald Duck, Going Quackers. Okay, what's wrong with it? They say, the colon. Where would game titles be without the little grammatical wonder? Exclamation marks also made a strong case. The runners-up are Yu-Gi-Oh!, Dark Duel Stories, and Hamtaro, Ham Hams Unite. I don't see the problem. I guess Donald Duck won because you have, like, everything going on in there. I don't know. It's like, that's how you would write it. I don't know, whatever. That's an interesting category, though. Yes, you just heard a scream. Mike is also streaming. And that's what happens. Let's take a sip. One second. None of that is a clunky use. I know, right? I'm like, well, how else would you write it? Hello, game related. Welcome to the stream. You have a lovely singing voice. I don't sing. I don't sing, and I sadly cannot sing. I wish I could sing. I wanted to be a Spice Girl when I was a kid. And then I found out, wait, I can't really sing. So, you know, that sucked. Let's see. Best racing game. Need for Speed, Hot Pursuit 2. Best RPG, Animal Crossing. No surprise there. Biggest heartthrob, Crystal from Star Fox Adventures. People do like those lady animals, don't they? You can sing in that Spice Girl game that you did a video on. Exactly. I can sing along to the awkward dance moves that I make in the game. Living my best life. Alright, so Crystal won. What did they say about her? Crystal may be a fox, but she's also a fox. According to our Lovestruck readers. Who are the runners-up? Anyone from Beach Spikers and Rebecca from Resident Evil 0. Wow. That's funny. Ugliest character? Well, that's mean. Who won? The Omega Pirate from Metroid Prime. No question, the Omega Pirate is 10 pounds of ugly in a 5-pound sack. Well, more like 10 tons of ugly. That's savage. Runners-up. The Urukai, from Lord of the Rings Two Towers, and Andros from Star Fox Adventures. Best in-game text or dialogue. Animal Crossing wins. It says its unique band of villagers spouted jibber jabber that won your hearts. Runners up: Spider-Man and Eternal Darkness Sanity's Requiem. Okay, and then game remake, The Legend of Zelda. Link to the Past one, which also came with Four Swords. That makes sense. Four Swords is new, but A Link to the Past was a Super NES classic. And the GBA translation was flawless. Now, if they just do the same with Earthbound, ... Runners up: Resident Evil and Sonic Mega Collection. Yes, that one over the Resident Evil remake. Okay. Best way to get out your aggression in a healthy manner. Godzilla Destroy All Monsters Melee. Picking up large lizards and tossing them into buildings proved to be the bee's knees for online voters. Hard-hitting hockey and rabid racing took second and third. So the runners-up were NHL hits and burnouts. Burnout's fun. I haven't played NHL, obviously, because I don't play stuff like that. But I haven't played the Godzilla game. You had the GBA version of Destroy All Monsters. It was pretty fun. That's cool. Okay. Best new weapon. The Phazon Beam from Metroid Prime. It's too bad you get the Phazon Beam only for the end battle of Metroid Prime, because the awesome blue blaster lays down the law like no one's business. Runner-up, the Flow from Super Mario Sunshine, and Fox's Staff from Star Fox Adventure. You're starting to think they really like Metroid Prime? Yes, this was definitely the year of Metroid Prime. It won for everything. Best multiplayer mode, Mario Party 4. Okay, that makes sense. We're considering renaming this award the Mario Party, since the franchise wins every time it's nominated. It even beat out the GameCube's first online title. Runners up. The Legend of Zelda, Link to the Past / Four Swords, because Four Swords had multiplayer. And Phantasy Star Online, Episode 1 and 2. Best replay value, Animal Crossing. Runners up, Sonic Adventures 2, Battle. And number 3, The Legend of Zelda, A Link to the Past, Four Swords. Most innovative, Animal Crossing 1. They say, who knew that pulling weeds and cleaning up your room would be fun? Just don't tell your parents or roommates, or they might want you to do it all the time. Ha 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 ha. Runners up, Sonic Adventures 2 and Phantasy Star Online. Let's see, is that it for the game? Oh, it's still going, and I just hit the camera. Yes, Hex. Overlooked and underrated, Bomberman Generation. While Bomberman Generation took first place, Mega Man trailed by only a couple dozen votes, proving that you just can't keep a classic character down. Runners up, Mega Man Battle Network 2 and Sega Soccer Slam. That reminds me, I want to play, is it Bomberman Hero, the N64 one? That's like not really like a traditional Bomberman game. I kind of want to check that out. Like, I've played it here and there, but I want to do like a full playthrough of it, I think. Let's see, best use of a license. Lord of the Rings 2 Towers 1. Runners up, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets and Spider-Man. Weirdest title, Hamtaro Ham Hams Unite. What's weird about that? It says ham ham. No, it's not a phrase from a repetitive Delhi County worker. It's a whole new language. If you aren't in the know, it might not make a lot of sense. You love Ham Hams Unite? Yeah, a lot of people like those games, like that game. So that's funny that it won for weirdest title. Runners up, Urban Yeti. Oh God. And Pocky and Rocky with Becky. Pocky. Okay, obviously I know Pocky and Rocky, but what the hell's Pocky and Rocky with Becky? Who's Becky? That's a fantastic title. It's like, what? I'm curious. It's like, you know Pocky and Rocky, but who's this Becky? It makes you want to play it to find out. I think that's a great title. Harder Than College. Beating Meta Ridley from Metroid Prime. In addition to winning Best New Villain, Meta Ridley won for presenting the hardest job in gaming. If you haven't experienced the boss yet, you're in for a struggle. Runners up, washing Gracie's car in Animal Crossing, and beating the SAX in Metroid Fusion. Strongest concept or plot line goes to Mario Sunshine. Runners up, Cubivore. And Urban Yeti. Worst hair goes to Britney Spears and Britney Spears' dance beat. Well, I'm offended. She should have won for best hair. They just did that because at the time, everyone, like, especially, you know, like, boys were like, ew, Britney Spears. You knew I'd be offended. I am offended. It says, we think this had less to do with Britney's coif than with the singer herself, but heck, it's fun to mock the rich and famous. Yami Yugi took a well-deserved second place from Yu-Gi-Oh! Again, I don't know anything about Yu-Gi-Oh! And then Dr. Muto. Okay, then the most frustrating moment goes to being picked up and carried around in The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past / Four Swords. So if you're playing Four Swords with some friends, when one of them picks you up and won't put you down, what can you say but arg? Runners up. Running out of ammo in Resident Evil 0, and being forced to collect yet another strange item in Star Fox Adventures. Oh, I almost dropped that. Alright, and then the most memorable gaming moment of 2003 goes to, let's see, watching your memory card pretend to erase itself in Eternal Darkness. The first time it happened, the NP crew started screaming at the TV. We're pretty sure that you did too. That's crazy. Runners up, paying off your house in Animal Crossing and watching Thratus come to life in Metroid Prime. Cheesiest line of dialogue. Doodle duh wins. Now that it's won, we expect all of you to start saying doodle duh on a regular basis. Get to it, people. Runners up. Knock knock. Who's there? A big painful body check from NHL Hits. And then, whoa, friend. I think the smell of the sewers has taken a liking to you from Baldur's Gate. Dark Alliance. That's funny. Okay, guilty pleasure of 2002. Tossing people through plate glass windows in Minority Report. Okay. Due to a printing error, this category was left off the response card. So the Nintendo Power crew voted this instead. The runners-up were hitting your neighbor with the bug net in Animal Crossing. And number 3 was knocking over buildings in Godzilla Destroy All Monsters Melee. Okay, so all in all, it says rock the votes. Remember that P. Diddy campaign on MTV from back then? Okay, it was Metroid Prime and Animal Crossing kind of year, with Link dominating on the handheld side of the aisle. While the winners head off to various after parties, we'll be hard at work on next year's award nominations. Thanks to all who voted. So that was the 2002 Nintendo Power Awards. Epic Center. So this is about Mother 1 and 2. Fans of the quirky Super NES RPG Earthbound are among the most dedicated in the video game world, and they're sure to be doing cartwheels and handstands over the latest epic news out of Japan. We also have a detailed epic review of a new GBA RPG, Lufia: The Ruins of Lore. I'm still thinking about Pocky, Rocky, and Becky. Anyway, so this is a pretty cool spread about that. Since, like I was saying earlier, I'm not a big RPG person. I haven't played a ton, but I'm like kind of wanting to try to branch out a bit. And I'm like, you know, if I'm gonna play one, I feel like I should play this. But it's another case of, do I want to do this on stream? I don't know. You think I'd like the Mother and Earthbound games? Okay. I think I would too, because I've seen plenty of footage from it, and I'm like, yeah, I'd probably like this one. Dragon Warrior 4. Yeah. I hope you stream or do a video on Pocky and Rocky with Becky. I'm gonna write that down and look it up later, because I'm like, what is that? Watch, it wasn't even released. Obligatory Sailor Moon Another Story reminder. I liked that game. That was fun. I'll probably pick that back up again someday. Gameplay-wise, Mother 1 is a battle of a hassle, but in my opinion, worth it. Okay, cool. Oh, bit of a hassle. Okay, I was like, wait, what does that mean? the story would make you smile for sure. Okay, well, I'll definitely... I mean, I know I'm gonna play it at some point, but... Good to know. And then they got some tactics for Lufia, the Ruins of Lore. Because of the allergies, my voice is starting to go. I feel it, so... I think this is gonna be the only magazine we get through today, but... Some kind of browsing here. Don't really have anything to say about that. Okay, then we got Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire. I played Ruby a few years ago and that was fun. I haven't played a ton of the Game Boy games when it comes to Pokemon, like the mainline games. Like I owned the first one as a kid, but that was about it, you know, and then I played Ruby and Emerald. Mike and I were like trading off between the two. I'm like, oh, those are fun. Maybe you could get a promotional gig for your preferred brand of anti-allergy meds. Wouldn't that be nice? And by the way, like I feel like a lot of the stuff we're going through in this issue, I'm like, I don't really know much about this. I don't really know much about that. It's because, like I was saying at the beginning, this wasn't my, like, when I didn't grow up with the GameCube. That was the one console I didn't own. I skipped that one and I just had the Game Boy Advance. So, yeah. So that's why I'm like, I don't know about this one. I don't know about this one. But it's still fun. This is after Nintendo Power Jump the Shark. Yeah, I only subscribed to it during the N64 era. Oh, we got the Pokemon Battle e-cards. Mike and I did that. I think we did that on stream. The Crossing Guardian. Oh my gosh. Stay up to date at www.animalcrossing.com. What is the game that you would always go back to from the NES Super Nintendo era? I mean, that's like my main category that I streamed today. But from when I was a kid, it's like I don't get tired of like Yoshi's Island or for NES, I really like Batman and like Castlevania Dracula's Curse. Stuff like that. I just like playing those a lot. Tubin, I do like Tubin. Tubin on NES is a good time. Remember when everything had its own website? I do. And now everything is just, you have an account on social media or you just follow things on social media. People don't visit websites anymore. I mean, they do, but you know what I mean. It's less of a thing. I was reading an article about that a few years ago. It was interesting. Okay, more shit I don't know about. Yu-Gi-Oh! I remember when I first started making videos, I would always, there was like 3 people that would always be like, you need to do a Yu-Gi-Oh! Video. And I'd be like, I don't really know anything about Yu-Gi-Oh! Blah, blah, blah. They like really wanted me to play Yu-Gi-Oh! I have nothing against Yu-Gi-Oh! I don't know anything about the franchise at all. Uh-oh, look at this. Game heads. You play video games? Wait, you play video games, but have you ever thought about what it takes to create one? So this is to get you go to the DigiPen Institute of Technology. Find out this summer at DigiPen Institute of Technology. This font is so, like, late 90s to, like, early 2000s font for, like, appealing to teens. I feel like I would get school pamphlets in middle school with this font that were about like, oh, if you need help with like, you know, say no to drugs or whatever, it'd always be like this font. Cause it's cool. Yeah, you wouldn't steal a car. It's totally like that kind of font. It's a good font. Memories. Look what's making a splash this month. Rebellion in font form. Tidal Wave. So this is everything coming out this month. But, you know, sometimes this stuff, we find out now that it never came out. But well, let's see. Dakar 2, Superman, Shadow of Apocalypse. Sorry. Transworld Surf. Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. The Muppets, On With the Show. Ninja 5-0. Superman, Countdown to Apocalypse Again. Okay, and X2, Wolverine's Revenge. Alright. In my opinion, nothing too interesting. Oh, Tube Slider, wait. NEC Soaring Tube Slider puts you behind the wheel of a rocket-powered vehicle in a twist-and-turn packed track. Hit the boosters and play past the competition to more than 700 miles per hour. The track's enclosed design will have you drive recklessly without wiping out. Oh, okay, yeah, I know Tube Slider. And yes, it is a questionable title to call something Tube Slider, because we're all sick individuals. What's this Muppets game? On the GBA, on the Game Boy Advance, oh lord. The Muppet Show is on the air and on the GBA and TDK's The Muppets, On With the Show. The collection of 8 mini-games challenges you to help Kermit and company get through the show in one piece. It's fun, amusing, and perfect for young players. What if it's great? What if it's fantastic? It might be. You never know. It could be a hidden gem. Hello, Rodrigo. Welcome to the stream. It brings you back memories of game magazines in Brazil. That's cool. Yeah, I like doing these streams. They're fun. We got some Wolverine's Revenge screenshots. Okay, so these like have you do challenges and then you can like send in proof that you completed them, I guess. Mail us your twisted challenges or send us a photo of your high score for this month's arena challenge. Email your digital photo or send your pictures via snail mail. Wow. Oh, well, we had to enter by June 4th, 2003. So sadly, we missed the cutoff date. Now playing Power Guide to the latest releases. Ikaruga. Everyone's giving it a lot of a good score. Like I said, I think it's fine. There's other shmups I like better. I don't find it that fun, but it's okay. I know a lot of people like it though. Mike loves Ikaruga. I don't think he loves it. I think he thinks it's okay. But yeah, he did stream it. And it was funny because it was for the longest time, people were like, Mike, play Ikaruga. And then he played it and like nobody cared. It's like, do people actually give a shit about it still? Or are they just like, is it just fun to talk about, you know? Gradius 5 better, yeah. Let's see, Red Faction, James Bond. Just gonna kind of browse through this. A lot of stuff we kind of already touched on. Yeah, so this is like pretty much everything that we've talked about. Oh, no, we didn't talk about Disney sports. Snowboarding. I never knew that existed. Was that on Game Boy Advance? Yes. That's probably why. This Disney gang outdoes Eddie, Elise, and company in a snow thrashing exercise that is faster and more thrilling than SSX Tricky's GBA adaptation. I don't know what any of that means. Anyway, it didn't get high scores, did it? Shocking. Sega Arcade Gallery. Those are always fun little compilations. Tom and Jerry. There was a Tom and Jerry game on Game Boy Advance. Of course there was. There was a Game Boy Advance game for everything. Tom and Jerry and Funeral Escape. Wait, what? Oh, in Infernal Escape. I thought it said in Funeral Escape. Like you're escaping a funeral. I was like, what the fuck? That seems a little dark for a Tom and Jerry game. Well, I was wrong. I was wrong. I mean, I would have been interested in that. The NP411, the article of tomorrow, today. Okay, so it's just giving you all the information. Like, you can still call the power line in 2003, talk to a game counselor. You can go to Nintendo.com to get some sick information. And I think we're at the end, and then we just have the index. Next issue. What was going to be in the next issue? E-preview. Massive surprises. The shape of things to come. We spoil you rotten every month with gaming tidbits from Game Watch. But in the next issue, we'll really spill the beans. We'll tell you what Nintendo plans to show off at the Electronic Entertainment Expo May 14th through 16th. The big announcements planned and the many games to be revealed will make for a huge preview of the video game shindig. Wow, we're gonna get some X2 Wolverine's Revenge, Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell, which you already heard plenty about, Burnout 2, and Castlevania Aria of Sorrow. Plus, Def Jam Vendetta, Lost Kingdoms 2, Disney Pixar's Finding Nemo on the Game Boy Advance. I can't wait for that one. Crazy Taxi, Catch a Ride on Game Boy Advance. Space Channel 5, Ulala's Cosmic Attack on Game Boy Advance. Then we got some more WarioWare. I wonder how many of those numbers are sex lines now. Probably at least one. And then again, an ad for the player's guide, like in the beginning. And a full page ad for Ikaruga. Oh, it's a little timeline. What does it say? 2001, Space Epic Storms Japanese Arcades becomes #1 shooter of the year. In 2002, the phenomenon hits home on Sega Dreamcast overseas. But in 2003, the cult hit comes to the US for the first time. Our frothing demand for this game increases. Is that Ikaruga ad perforated so you can cut it out? I guess it's only dots on a few. I think it's to separate, like, I don't know. It's just art. It's not like a tear off thing. It looks like it though on camera. But yeah, frothing, why would they use that? I don't like that. That sounds gross. And then, oh my god, I remember these ads. Verb, it's what you do. Holy shit. It's like to make kids go out and like play. Wasn't that the commercial? Dream big, get out, go play. It was like before, remember like Truth and all that, but this was Verb. It's what you do. And Ben, age 13, drew that ad. Wow, what a time capsule that was. Anyway, guys, so that was Nintendo Power from 2002, Volume 168. I didn't expect this one to be the one we went through tonight, but, you know, it was fun. It was good. And where did the other ones go? Okay, and the other ones that we have for next time We can choose between Volume 42, that features Super Star Wars, and a Mario Land 2 preview. I love Mario Land 2, so that's cool. And then we have this cursed issue from January 1999 about Castlevania 64 with a 10-page monster review, which is very fitting from everything I've been streaming lately. Tons of Legacy of Darkness. I wish it was about Legacy of Darkness, but it's just Castlevania 64. And for the last Nintendo Power, this one I was excited to finally own. This is the one on Simon's Quest, and this is like the infamous cover where they thought it was too like gory or whatever. And then you also get a look at Bionic Commando, more Super Mario 2, and powerful pointers from programmers and pros. And that was from October 1988. We'll do the Castlevania 64 magazine for 13 streams. Yeah, because it took forever to get through. That was a lot of streams. Did I already show the Mega Man 3 one? No. I don't think I've gone through that on stream. That one's not ringing a bell. I can't picture the cover. No PSMs, no. I have some Sega Visions and like electronic gaming monthlies and stuff like that. It's cool they got real people, live models to costume and do these covers. I know. Like, this was a whole photo shoot. That would never happen in today's world. But that would have been cool. Alright guys, so I'm gonna end it here. Thank you so much for hanging out with me in the middle of the night. Early morning, I guess I should say. We'll be back with more Nintendo Power streams. And like I said, I'm in the process of evolving this magazine setup. So hopefully one day it'll be better and not blurry and less annoying.